In Revelation 19:10, you see that after John is impressed with all of this worship and all of this, how all these hallelujahs and all of this thunderous worship and praise, he falls down at the feet of the angel and to worship him. And the man says, "Don't do that. Don't do that." Now, one of the things that theologians have taken from this over the 2 millennia, that basically since this was written, and was this idea that we do not bow down to anything but God, to anyone but God. It makes me remember about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the book of Daniel, where the horns and pipes will play when you hear the music, bow down, worship the statue. They don't do it. They get thrown into a fire. Jesus is with them in the fire and delivers them from that fire. But it's this idea, we don't bow down to anyone except for the true Lord of the universe. And when we do, then that's the appropriate bowing. But all the other bowing that we do is not. And so I want to ask this question: who do you bow down to? Now, I don't mean in the literal sense, because I don't think any of you really do that. And if you do, that's probably problematic. But the idea here is that we do a lot of bowing down to different, and we do a lot of obeisance. That's the term that you bow down. That's actually what the word worship means, to bow down, and bow down as though to kiss, like to kiss the feet of royalty and that kind of a thing. So when we use that, who do you bow down to? Are there people in your life who you just kind of tiptoe around, or you bow down, or out of fear of them that you skulk and you don't do things that you should do, that you go along with the crowd because you're bowing down to their expectations, you go along with the culture because you're bowing down to its expectations of you. You don't go along, you go along with all kinds of things because that's what you're supposed to do, that you're supposed to bow down. You're supposed to bow down to this, or you're supposed to bow down to that person. You're supposed to bow down. I don't mean treating anybody with disrespect. I simply mean that we don't bow down. We don't bow down our lives to the fear of people, to pleasing people, because we bow down to only one person, and that is to the Lord himself. And honestly, that actually sets the tone in a very different way. When we think about, who am I bowing down to in my life at this point in time? When we think about that and we discern that, we start living differently.